मेरा नाम है राजीव कुमार बजाज यानी आर के बी और मैं इस वक्त हूँ एडवोकेट प्रदीप नाम्बियार जी के साथ। प्रदीप जी नमस्कार।
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार।
वंदे मातरम।
वंदे मातरम।
हम दोनों हैं नेशन नाउ पर और नेशन नाउ हमेशा है कहाँ पर? आपके साथ। आप सबको हमारी तरफ से जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय भवानी, जय शिवाजी। प्रदीप जी, शरद पवार साहब ने अपना इस्तीफा वापस ले लिया। He has withdrawn his resignation. He says he will continue as the NCP president. Now, you know what? I've known Mr. Sharad Pawar for a long time. Mr. Pawar is a very serious man. लोग जो बोलते हैं कि भाई ये ड्रामा कर रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं, वो कर रहे हैं, मुझे ऐसा लगता नहीं है. मतलब very frankly, it's very difficult for me to think that Mr. Pawar would do something like this. He has been in politics for 60 years. Why would he want to do something like this? Pradeep ji.
Now, why will a national president, elected president, democratically elected president, resign without telling anybody?
Yes.
And you have constituted the entire team. The whole team is yours. Rashtrapati Congress is yours. And you suddenly, on a book launch, decide that you're going to quit politics. What about the national scenario that you are building up? You are a cementing factor for national politics. Because nobody was ready to touch Congress at the Baj poll. They said, no, if Rahul Gandhi is there, we're not talking. Sharad Pawar told that the opposition should include the Congress. Because Congress
you can't do without the Congress.
Yes. He was pally with Mamta, with Mayawati, with Kejriwal, KCR, YSR. And the one person who could cement everybody. And suddenly, without talking to anybody, he decides to resign. That itself shows that,
leads to a lot of questions.
Questions. Probably, is the family going to break up?
Yes.
Because people tend to take such decisions only if there's a breakup in the family. And that's what he said in his book. When Ajit Pawar revolted in the early morning swearing in, he said he never took him into confidence. Sharad Pawar never knew about it. But he also admits that there was informal talks between the NCP and BJP leaders. Now, if he knows that now this is about Mr. Pawar, you come to a last stage where he leaves a question mark. If they both were talking to each other and you knew about it, that means you were aware that something was going on.
So in effect, what you're really saying is, in effect, what he said was, all right, you guys look after this. I'm resigning. Thank you.
And then even then he said the early swearing in.
Well, what a father does usually to warring sons.
Yes.
Or warring sons and daughters. All right, मैं हट जाता हूँ, आप लोग देख लो भाई. उसमें क्या हो गया कि सारी पार्टी अभी शायद overall at least दिखाने के लिए united हो गई.
And he talked about the family dispute, where Ajit Pawar's early morning swearing is concerned, and he named his brother Srinivas Pawar, who's Ajit Pawar's father. He talked about how the family would break up. He said the early morning swearing in not only would break NCP as a party, but also would break his house.
Yes.
And then, I think this is all. Probably he's more affected. One is more affected when the house is affected.
So are you saying it was an emotional decision?
But I don't think Sharad Pawar is very emotional. These are very shrewd politicians, shrewd to the core.
Right, but we never know what's in his mind. But however, the fact is that he's been on top of the mind recall for the last 5 days.
Exactly.
For the last 5 days, there's been no other speculation in the media, especially in Maharashtra, apart from Mr. Sharad Pawar's resignation. And I expect that perhaps even tomorrow, unless and until something new breaks out, we will be talking about Mr. Pawar again. Well, that's just about it. Right, at the moment with us, we have Mr. Narvekar of the Bharatiya Janata Party back with us. Mr. Narvekar, how are you, sir?
Oh, very well. Thank you very much.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
Bajrang Bali ki jai.
Bajrang Bali ki jai. Bajrang Bali ki jai. Jai Hanuman Gyan Gun Sagar. Jai Kabir Tin Lok Ujagar. रामदूत अतुलित बलधामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा. क्या बात है सर, वंडरफुल. बाय द वे, हमारे सभी दर्शकों को और नार्वेकर साहब आपको आज बुद्ध पूर्णिमा की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं आपको.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
Wonderful, sir. Absolutely wonderful. Would you like to comment on Mr. Sharad Pawar's resignation and the withdrawal of that resignation? Up to you, of course.
No, but I think 56 years of active politics.
Yes.
And not being able to create or have a formidable face as a successor speaks volumes.
Yes.
And as you rightly said, that 5 days of top of the mind recall, I think that is something that one must take note of,
Yes.
because to my mind, you know, resigning without consulting anyone, then retracting on the resignation. तो ये जो 5 दिन का TRP है,
Ji.
this and to take the attention of the people, तो एक अपनी तरफ खींच लेने की, because otherwise there's not much to that one can read into as of now. But it is very one can understand कि जिस तरीके से आज ये सब unfold हो रहा है,
Ji.
you can only imagine what the state of MVA must be,
Yes.
where you have an Ajit Pawar making a statement, becoming incommunicado. शरद पवार जी आते हैं, रिजाइन करने की बात करते हैं किसी को बिना पूछे. There you have Sanjay Raut making loose statements. So I think all this is playing out right now in front of people, but all this has been and more for the last couple of years.
Yes.
And one can only imagine कि महाराष्ट्र स्टेट को कितना भुगतना पड़ा है because of all this circus that we are seeing right now.
Right. And just one final thing. I mean, of course, we then talk about Karnataka and we talk about the BJP. Just your take. Could this be with regard to his own family that he decided to resign just to teach a lesson to everybody? क्या भाई बहुत तंग आ गए होंगे, आपस में बहुत लड़ाई चल रही होगी, अच्छा भाई तुम देख लो, मैं अलग से बैठता हूँ. Something like that. Do you think that could be one of the reasons?
कि क्या है? We are talking about शरद पवार जी.
जी.
I don't think कि मैं तंग आ गया हूँ और आप देख लो का इशू है.
जी.
आज जो अजीत पवार जी ने what Ajit Pawar did about the swearing in, बाद में जो couple of months back you heard the statements made by Sharad Pawar.
Yes.
So all these things, आज today if you see, fortunately I stay very close to YB Chauhan.
Yes.
और वहाँ पे प्रोटेस्ट ने क्या, वहाँ पे 50 लोग बाहर बिठाए गए थे. So it is just panning out in such a way कि आज 5 दिन 6 दिन 7 दिन आप पब्लिक को गुमराह करो, अपने तरफ सबके अटेंशन केंद्रित करो.
जी.
And of course this is ये जो बिगुल है ये बच चुका है उनके पार्टी में, जो रिवोल्ट पैदा हो रहा है, which I think now is not being they are not being able to control at some that's what is coming out or panning out before the people. Yeah, so I think all in all it is a clear direction that one is seeing in which way not just NCP but MVM is heading.
Yes.
So that is a take home, I think a very important take home for the people.
So Mr. Pawar, in fact, pressed the reboot button because Uddhav Thackeray had given up. He said, it seems to be that I am going to fight it out alone. I am going to fight the BJP alone. There's nobody with me, because the way Nana Patole was telling Sanjay Raut, mind your business. Sanjay Raut says that, Rahul Gandhi talks to me more than he talks to Nana Patole. So all kinds of things was happening there. The chairs were happening. We want equal chairs. Then it was first the MVA will be led by Uddhav Thackeray. And then everybody said, Ajit Pawar said, I'll be the CM. Then Nana Patole says, what CM? Who has more MLAs will be the CM. So Uddhav Thackeray was up on the pedestal, and suddenly they brought him down to the same level, saying that there is nothing written like that you're going to lead the. So everything was in a flux. So Mr. Pawar pressed the reboot button, and he says for 5 days he was in news, and people have forgotten all those things, and we are back where MBA is going to be, not to be. And most of the people talking, are the rallies going to be there? And again there was a confusion, the rallies will not be there. They were saying that, Sachin Iyer saying the rallies are postponed but it's not cancelled. All kinds of things happen, Magranji.
Correct, you're right, absolutely. And if you see that it is, when Sharad Pawar made a statement, that Uddhav Thackeray resigned without consulting. It was a MVA.
Yes.
And then right now, a person of the stature of Sharad Pawar going and without consulting his partners, and resigning. So all there's been a consistent contradictory scenarios that we have been seeing for quite some time now.
Yes. Yes.
So,
So, but do you think it will have any bearing at all on strengthening the MVA? Do you expect the MVA to continue till 2024, till the elections? Or do you think this is just the beginning of the end?
I genuinely think this is the beginning has happened quite some time back, as I have been always saying.
Yes.
And this is something which earlier it was in the within the closed doors, but now it is out there in the open for the people to see. And one can hardly imagine the kind of the way they have run the state for the last 2.5 years.
Yes.
So, so I genuinely think that with this kind of the state of confusion and contradiction that we are seeing in MVA today, there's not much that they have to offer to the people of Maharashtra.
So in effect, what you're really saying is that there is every possibility that what we were speculating on and everybody else has been speculating, that Mr. Ajit Pawar might actually break up from the NCP or might take away his faction from the NCP and say thank you very much, but no thank you. Do you think that's likely to happen, Mr. Narvekar?
See, I think whether Ajit Pawar breaks out and goes his own way or stays, but has one thing is certain, that things are not well within your NCP and certainly not well within MVA.
Yes.
So I think it is immaterial whether and for NCP to ponder and think about what their flock is, which way they are headed. But long and short of the whole scenario that one should summarize to is that I think the way forward is certainly clear to the people of Maharashtra. They are absolutely, these things have probably made their decisions and their clarity in mind has strengthened it. So I think this will certainly have a lot of political ramifications when the times to come, and decision making of the people in the times to come.
Yes, absolutely. So in effect, what we are really saying is that the instability within the NCP is just a reflection of what's really going on within the MVA. And here it is within the party. Can one imagine what would be going on among three parties? So it's a bit of a no-brainer. Actually, if you look at it, कि भाई जो अपनी पार्टी खुद नहीं संभाल पा रहे, ये तय नहीं कर पा रहे कि अभी हम रिजाइन करें ना करें, वो एमबीए के भीतर क्या करेंगे? क्योंकि अजीत दादा पवार तो कह रहे हैं कि भाई किसने बोला मैं मुख्यमंत्री पद का दावेदार नहीं हूँ? I am very much a chief minister in waiting. Why not? Up till now, by the way, even on this show, practically every spokesperson of the Congress and the NCP was saying we shall fight the elections in the leadership of Uddhav Thackeray. Abhi tak. Suddenly, 4 weeks ago, everybody's tone changed. 4 हफ्ते से मामला बिल्कुल अलग हो गया कि किसने बोला कि हम उद्धव ठाकरे जी के नेतृत्व में लड़ेंगे. एमबीए है, लेकिन जिसकी ज्यादा सीटें आएंगी उसका मुख्यमंत्री होगा, ऐसा सबने कहा है. But did you expect the MBA to pose a challenge to the BJP Shiv Sena? Mr. Narvekar.
Now, see, the BJP Shiv Sena combined, the alliance is going absolutely strong and is clearly based on certain values, certain ideology, which is common to both the parties. And with taking those ideologies forward, I think the agenda that they have put forth before the people of Maharashtra is very clear and a simple one line agenda that they have is development.
Yes.
Today, if you see, the people of Maharashtra have suffered for the last 2.5 years, and it is high time that political party gives what the people want, and that is the agenda of development. So
Yes.
I think MBA, what happens within the NCP, whether Ajit Pawar breaks away from the party, I think people of Maharashtra have seen, this for a long time, and they are very clear in their mind. So, in the times to come, I think the agenda that people will see is not what they, yes, this will, what they are seeing right now will further fortify their decision, which they had made, in 2018 itself, 19 itself.
यस, दुरुस्त बात। सर आप ये बताएं, चलिए ये तो बात होगी जहाँ तक शरद पवार जी का प्रश्न है, और इसके बारे में आगे भी स्पेकुलेशन होगी, क्या होने वाला है क्या नहीं होने वाला, बस वही जाने। वी विल टॉक अबाउट इट दैट टाइम व्हेनेवर इट हैपेंस। आज की तारीख में सर कर्नाटक में सभी सर्वेज जितने भी आए, जितने भी सर्वेक्षण आए, ऑल द सर्वेज गेव कांग्रेस एन एज। दे सेड दैट द कांग्रेस इज अहेड, बीजेपी इज बिहाइंड। जो सट्टा बाजार था उसके अंदर भी ये चल रहा था कि कांग्रेस की ज्यादा सीटें आएंगी। लेकिन वो बजरंग दल के बैन के बाद, हनुमान जी के आने के बाद मुझे लग रहा है मतलब पूरा सिनेरियो सारा चेंज हो गया, बिल्कुल बदल गया है। यहाँ नवनीत राणा जी ने हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ने की बात करी आदरणीय सम्माननीय उद्धव ठाकरे जी के बंगले मातृश्री के सामने, और उनके ऊपर 124A लगा दिया गया, यानी सेडिशन का चार्ज लगा दिया गया। उसके बाद उद्धव ठाकरे साहब की सरकार चली गई। बजरंग दल को बैन करने से क्या बीजेपी की एक बार फिर जीत आ जाएगी? मतलब कर्नाटक में विल बीजेपी बी एबल टू स्वीप द इलेक्शंस? जय बजरंग बली बोलते हुए सर।
ये क्या है कि if you see the Karnataka elections, the things that have been unfolding in Karnataka right now.
जी।
आज अगर आप देखेंगे तो कांग्रेस has earlier also in their, on record gone and said that Prabhu Sri Ram is a fictional thing. There was nothing like that. It is, just a folk tale जैसे उन्होंने बोल दिया है।
नहीं सर, फोकटेल भी नहीं बोला सर। नहीं, you're slightly mistaken. Sir, an affidavit was submitted in the Supreme Court over the Ram Setu matter, in which the then UPA government, led by Dr. Manmohan Singh, said that there is no proof of the existence of Sri Ram. This is what has been stated. Sir.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
That's what they say.
But yes. आज अगर आप देखेंगे तो उन्होंने they've gone a step ahead.
Yes.
And they have आज उन्होंने बोला बजरंग दल को आज आप अपमानित करते हो
जी,
यानी आप what you all have said that प्रभु श्री राम है ही नहीं
जी,
आप आज बोल रहे हैं कि oh my
yeah, I think we've lost your visual. We can hear you very well. We can hear you very well, Mr. Narvekar. But we're not able to see you. I think we should be able to see you very shortly.
Yes.
Can we have him back, please? Can we have Mr. Narvekar back? Sometimes it happens, you press a button or something like that, and suddenly the visual goes on. Alright, I think the camera's just switched off. He'll have to switch on again. But Pradeep ji, what he's actually saying is not incorrect. At the end of the day, there is a bit of instability which is there, even in the MBA. But then that's expected. You have three different parties, all with a checkered history of their own. And over here, the only party which is not party to this entire thing, pardon the pun, is the Congress party. Nobody seems to be talking about what's happening within the Congress.
And they are very cool and
they are either very cool or they're very boring. One of the two.
And they know how the system works because Grand Old Party, they have seen so many defections, they have seen people come, they have seen leaders.
भाई 1885 से 1885 से आज तक
बिल्कुल जो भी लीडर तय करते हैं everybody group against them and so all these things have been happening in the Congress, and so for them it is just another year or another time, another Adhyaksh like Nana Patole is always castigating. In fact, one good thing about the entire thing, Sanjay Raut, it has
silence him at least for a day.
लगाम लग गया संजय राउत पर
सर एक दिन के लिए, दो दिन के लिए
he's refused to talk on
कल और आज
and he's come out and said that I will not talk about what is happening in other party.
Yes.
That's not my business. I'm not their spokesperson. So they have maintained to contain Sanjay Raut from exchanges, because this exchange was getting so wild that Nana Patole versus Sanjay Raut versus Ajit Pawar. So MVA was fighting against each other, which each person saying he is a spokesperson, other saying he is not a spokesperson. So जो भी होता है MBA, but the greatest challenge is we all know, and as a political pundit, you have been studying it. They have together a vote share of 50%.
Provided they stay together.
They are blind voters. They are blind. They're just blind about what they just vote for Sharad Pawar. They vote for Congress, Indira Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, or they're voting for.
Do we have
Uddhav
Mr.
Thackere.
Narvekar back? Do we have Mr. Narvekar back, or you're
So
connecting?
you got blind voting of 50%. Now that is something that you can't challenge, and BJP knows it extremely well.
I think around 40% odd, Pradeepji, because you can't expect Mr. Eknath Shinde's group not to take away quite a chunk
I mean,
of
all these
Uddhav
by-elections has
Thackeray's,
told us one thing, that even if you believe that 50% will go, but 50% has not gone. BJP has not gained anything more than their vote share actually. None of them have poured in saying that yeah, we are Eknath Shinde SENA and this vote has come for you. There's no been vote share.
But I'm very surprised at the Congress strategy in Karnataka. Why do they need to hand over the advantage or some issue to the BJP? आपका बिल्कुल अगर ठीक ठाक चल रहा है, उसके बावजूद आप कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी मतलब कोई चीज कर देते हैं, ऐसी हरकत कर देते हैं जिसकी वजह से भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जबरदस्त मौका मिल जाता है हर बार. Why do they do that?
So against Congress seems to be a divided house, with DK Shivkumar first saying that Bajrang Dal will be banned, Mallikarjun Kharge, the national president, keeping his mouth shut. He says no, I'm silent about it, I don't want to speak. As we talked yesterday, Veerappa Moli coming out from nowhere. I think he was out in wilderness. He suddenly makes his appearance.
He was in hibernation. He was Rip Van Winkle.
There's nothing to ban the Bajrang Dal, and DK Shivkumar putting photographs of him going before Hanumanji, and then all over Twitter, they all over social media saying that I am going to build more and more Hanuman temples. Now DK Shivkumar first talks about ban on Bajrang Dal, and then later on comes up saying I am going to build Bajrangbali temples all across Karnataka.
Well, at least one thing is एक चीज तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अचीव कर ली साहब कि कांग्रेस के वरिष्ठ नेताओं के मुंह से ये कहलवा दिया कि अब आप हनुमान मंदिर बनवाएंगे. कहने का मतलब ये हुआ
across Karnataka. बोले एक नहीं और बहुत सारे बनाएंगे all across Karnataka.
Right.
Now Modi, as we say, Modi है तो मुमकिन है तो बार-बार
Modi magic again.
Modi magic again. Out of nowhere he comes and then he starts his battle, and then it's a game changer from there, and then the whole state follows what he says, and that is what exactly has happened. It has rattled Karnataka Congress like nothing. Out of the blue something has come, और जो भी अच्छे schemes development के बोल रहे थे कि हम ये करेंगे, हम वो करेंगे, 40% कमीशन वाले सरकार को हम निकाल रहे हैं, हम एक established model of development लोगों को देंगे, गरीब से गरीब लोगों को हम ये करेंगे.
You mean the cut and paste job of the Aam Aadmi Party manifesto?
Whatever you call it. You're talking about development. You're talking
अरे भाई
about
यही लोग थे
unemployment. You're talking about
प्रदीप जी जिन्होंने आम आदमी पार्टी के मैनिफेस्टो का मजाक उड़ाया था. I think we got Mr. Narvekar back. और नार्वेकर साहब, I think we got you back.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yes sir. सर वो हम बात कर रहे थे कि जो एफिडेविट था कांग्रेस ने जो दिया था कोर्ट में
जी
श्री राम के प्रति. जी बताएं सर, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे, बोलिए सर.
तो पहले तो कांग्रेस ने एफिडेविट दिया कि श्री राम है ही नहीं
जी.
अब उन्होंने कहा है कि भगवान हनुमान है ही नहीं. तो आई थिंक ये it is not just a statement where you're banning Bajrang Dal, but it is you're actually insulting the sentiments of the people, which is not going to be taken well according to me by the people of Karnataka. आज a party like Congress, which, and if you see the outcome of the result, last time जब कांग्रेस ने ये statement बोला था, I for one person will not, I'm not superstitious, but I would say if you see the results that and what transpired after that, I think it is लोगों के भावनाओं को ठेस पहुंचाने वाली बात कही है. And the people of Karnataka are definitely going to keep this in mind when they go for polling.
Yes.
So yeah.
तो मतलब महाराष्ट्र में भी हनुमान जी ने अलविदा कर दिया इनको, और मुझे लग रहा है कर्नाटक में भी ऐसा ही होने वाला है. जहाँ तक हनुमान जी का सवाल है, जी प्रदीप जी आप कुछ बोल रहे
You
थे,
know,
बोलिए।
Bakran ji, Karnataka में Congress says, look, we were coming out programs of development. हमने 4 वादे किए थे, ग्रह ज्योति, ग्रह लक्ष्मी, अन्न भाग्य, युवा निधि, and everything was going fine. We were going to remove this 40% BJP government, and people, it was stuck in the people's mind. 40% commission वाले government जाने वाला है. 4 huge schemes we are getting, and then Mr. Modi comes and then hits everybody out of, and the whole state is talking about building Hanuman temple here, Hanuman temple there. DK Shivkumar says he was the first person to say yes, ban should be there on Bajrang Bali, on Bajrang Dal. And now Mr. DK Shivkumar says, I am going to build temples, Hanuman temples across Karnataka. I mean, what a change. Mr. Modi comes and he changes the game. Bhagwan Sahab.
I think Karnataka, for one such state where you get to see a very fabulous mix of highly educated people as well as people who are very close to the culture and tradition of this country.
Yes.
And very, I would say, it is not many, you don't get to see this in many states. So whilst the people of Karnataka will definitely go, take into consideration the various schemes that the center has come down with, has implemented, the development agenda that the government has put forth before them. But at the same time, they are not going to take down lightly or sleeping the statements or the agenda, the manifesto of the Congress party. So I think this will definitely have a major bearing on the outcome or on the decision making of the people of Karnataka. And today, a party like Congress goes and, it is not just a statement where they are talking about banning Bajrang Dal, but they are questioning the existence of Prabhu Sri Ram, of Bhagwan Hanuman. So one, wonders what next. So are they trying to just wipe away what India stands for? Are they trying to just wipe away the culture of this, the heritage of this country?
So what were they trying to do? Sir, आप ये बताएं, Mr. Darvekar, what do you think they were trying to do? They were trying to have an equivalence कि PFI पे बैन लगा तो हम बजरंग दल पे भी लगाएंगे. मतलब is that it? What was it?
So I think it is, they were trying to appease a certain section of the society or certain section of the electorate, and this playing to this kind of politics and electoral politics is not new to a party like Congress. So though times have changed and the people will definitely give जो करारा जवाब बोलते हैं वो कर्नाटक में आपको देखने को मिलेगा.
Makran ji, Devendra Fadnavis ji has categorically, very uncertain terms said, Bajrang Dal is a patriotic organization. Bajrang Dal has not indulged in anti-national, anti-terror activities like the PFI. You can't get them together. Congress is saying that Narendra Modi ji has come and given a communal tinge to the entire Karnataka elections. But the BJP there says, who talks about Tipu Sultan? Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra, as soon as he reached Karnataka, he talked about Tipu Sultan. Who is talking about? Even the Muslims there are not so much concerned about the contribution of Tipu Sultan and to have a Tipu Sultan Jayanti was said. He said the Congress is doing the communal, playing the communal card. That is, Rahul Gandhi himself has taken Tipu Sultan's name whenever he comes to Karnataka, and when he comes to Maharashtra, he takes Savarkar's name. How do you see the very charge that Congress says that Prime Minister Modi is communalizing the entire elections and also insulting Hanumanji by comparing Hanumanji, a great lord, with Bajrang Dal? Sir, Bakran Sahab.
Yeah, let me tell you, today if you see the portfolio, the manifesto of BJP, so you will find, you're talking about UCC, you're talking about NRC, you're talking about the BPL families, जिनको cylinder, they are basic necessities of the people. That is what the BJP manifesto is. Today, if you talk about, they are talking about change in amending the Karnataka Ownership Act. They're talking about a laboratory in every ward. They're talking about Atal Ahar Kendra. So if you see, as you rightly said, the agenda put forth or the manifesto given by the Bharatiya Janata Party is very clear. Absolutely. So I don't think the electorate of Karnataka, and for a state like Karnataka, which is high on the education level, will have these things will matter when they go for on the day of election.
Mr. Narvekar, one final question, which is the criticism that has come from all the other parties, which are opposed to the BJP, of course, is that नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने यह कहा कि आपको कांग्रेस को सजा देनी पड़ेगी क्योंकि कांग्रेस ने हनुमान जी की बेइज्जती करी है। आप जब कमल के ऊपर बटन दबाएं, साथ में जय बजरंगबली भी बोले। जब ये कहा गया है, that means he is asking for votes on religious grounds. How fair do you think this criticism is, Mr. Narvekar?
I don't think it is asking for votes on religious sentiments of the people. It would be colored to look at it from that perspective, for the simple reason that today, if a political party is going ahead with a particular manifesto,
Yes.
people are going to look at the manifesto that they are, or what they have to offer if given a chance to come to power. And Raha Sawal, your बजरंग बली की जय बोल के बटन दबाइए। तो मैं आज टुडे फॉर अ कंट्री लाइक इंडिया, आज अगर आप लोगों के विश्वास को ठेस पहुंचाएंगे, अगर उनके बिलीफ को ठेस पहुंचाएंगे, आज अगर योर हिंदू गॉड्स आप मानेंगे ही नहीं, आप बोलेंगे कि कोई भगवान हिंदुओं का कोई भगवान ही नहीं है, प्रभु श्री राम एग्जिस्टेंस में नहीं है, आप हनुमान जी एग्जिस्टेंस में नहीं है, तो व्हाट आर आई थिंक पीपल, इट इज वेरी क्लियर। कम्युनल कौन बन रहा है? आप कर्नाटक में पैर रखेंगे, टीपू सुल्तान के बारे में भाषण जिक्र करेंगे। तो आई थिंक दिस पॉलिटिक्स, कम्युनल पॉलिटिक्स, ये बीजेपी की फितरत नहीं है। ये इफ यू कंसिस्टेंटली सी दैट टुडे दिस इज बीइंग पॉलिटिसाइज्ड। आज एजेंडा में किसके, बजरंग दल को बैन करने के किसका एजेंडा है? और बजरंग दल के बारे में जानते भी क्या है ये लोग? आज बजरंग दल को बैन करने की बात जो करते हैं लोग, उन्हें पहले पता होना चाहिए कि बजरंग दल का कंट्रीब्यूशन क्या है। आज जब भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अयोध्या राम मंदिर का that was amicably resolved by BJP, आज people, when there were many political parties which tried to stake claim or credit for the resolution, and those political parties are now sitting on the laps of such people who are talking about banning Bajrang Dal. I think people are, by and large, people will definitely take into consideration, अगर उनके sentiments को, उनके belief को आप ठेस पहुंचाएंगे, communal राजनीति आप करेंगे, development के agenda आपका है ही नहीं, development का विषय में कुछ चर्चा है ही नहीं, so all these things will definitely matter in the forthcoming elections in Karnataka.
One final question, sir. How many seats do you expect the BJP to win in Karnataka?
I think there's not an iota of doubt that BJP will definitely form its government in Karnataka with thumping majority.
That means at least over 130 seats, at the very least, because you need 121, if I'm not mistaken, because there are 240 seats in the Karnataka Assembly. So even last time you were able to cross 100. So this time you will actually be able to achieve the magic figure. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. There's it's a consistent upward trend that BJP has shown in the Karnataka elections, and
right.
there's not an iota of doubt.
So you will prove, the BJP will prove all the election surveys, the pre-election surveys, completely wrong.
It will be a hat trick for BJP.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. It's been a great pleasure talking to you, as always,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Narvekar. And I just chalte sir, ये बताएं, how do you manage to look so fresh? In this time of the evening, sir, spa से सीधा यहाँ आते हैं, massage करा के आते हैं, क्या करते हैं?
And after the break, I mean, there's more energy.
Yes, absolutely.
It is lit up.
It is. I think I take special efforts to come on your channel.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Mr. Navrekar. Thank you. Really looking nice, by the way. And your visit to our studio is still due. Please, of course, we have to come to your constituency too. आपकी constituency में अभी visit due है. You haven't called us, so we'll have to pester you to call us. So we would like to go along.
Hopefully I'll get a chance to call you very soon.
Wonderful. That would be really and truly wonderful. But waiting for you to come to the studio to have a cup of tea with us or a cup of coffee, depending on whatever you like. Thank you so much, sir. Great pleasure talking to you. Right, as usual, the very suave and very